It's the road to Rio.
That's me, Mark Watson.
And that's me, Henning Wehn.
Massive him.
And what can you say about us? Well, we're neighbours.
Let's stick together.
Both work as comedians.
If I ever meet Pele, I'm going to call him Phil.
I'm English, of course.
And I'm German.
Oh, blimey, Governor.
We're bonded by our love for football.
This is World Cup year, so we're on a South American road trip. A slightly unusual road trip because I can't actually drive, unlike my friend Henning.
Well, I'm not quite sure how I managed this.
But you're very good at reading maps.
Carry on. Go along. We're visiting all 6 South American countries involved in this year's finals.
We're tracking down former World Cup legends.
Chile!
And hopefully we're discovering the secrets of the continent's football success.
So join us on
The Road to Rio!
Rio 2014!
After 7,500 miles on the road and loads more in the air, we've reached our final destination, Rio! Yes, the host city of this year's World Cup final.
Brazil did host the tournament once before in 1950 when they lost out to Uruguay, but with 5 trophies they've still won it more than anyone else.
Yeah, they're in a group with Croatia, Mexico and Cameroon, and on paper that looks doable. And seeing they've got players like Neymar, Thiago Silva and loads of other really good players, they're the bookies' favourites to win their 6th title.
So 6 weeks into our South American trip, we're still trying to outwit the bookies and pick ourselves a World Cup winner using our patented style of punditry, where you basically just tip everyone. Brazil will be hoping to win it on their own turf. The Germans are very strong. The Spanish have dominated football for a long time. The Greeks won the European Championship.
They've invented civilization.
That will have given them a big boost inventing civilization.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Italians,
Algerians. The Algerians have a lot.
Rio is world famous for its beautiful beaches and as the home of the biggest carnival on earth. But this summer, it's all about the World Cup. And we're here to get a taste of what the atmosphere is going to be like for that.
And along the way, we'll be rapping.
I tell you now, I'm gonna freak her if England lose to Costa Rica.
Zapping.
Drumming. And keep-upping.
Not to mention driving.
And plenty of jiving, that rhymes, with the man who scored the greatest World Cup goal of all time, Carlos Alberto. There he is. Here we are on the busy roads of Rio de Janeiro.
Yes, we made it. We made it to Rio. I'm expecting to see people basically partying so much that they don't get any other tasks accomplished. Any minute now I'm looking to see someone trying to have dinner, but they're too busy shaking it, because that's what they always say. Carnival, the party city. I expect it to be quite a lot of glamorous women, glamorous hotels, nightlife. Duran. We'll probably see
Duran.
Yes, they put Rio on the map, the previously unknown city. There are 32 countries competing in the World Cup, and this is where they all want to end up. The Maracanã Stadium, arena of the final.
It's also where Gigia shocked the world in the 1950 final with the goal that won the trophy for Uruguay and broke the hearts of the Brazilian fans, as he explained to us earlier in the trip.
Es el hecho que te dé, porque cuando terminó el partido te abrazabas por la alegría, pero vos mirabas las tribunas y veías a la gente llorando, ¿sabes? Desconsolada, y eso te daba tristeza también.
They're still haunted by the defeat, and maybe only one thing can lay the ghost to rest: winning the World Cup at the Maracanã 64 years later. Once the world's biggest stadium.
Yeah.
Had the biggest ever attendance for a football match.
Yeah.
200,000 for Uruguay v Brazil. Most of them disappointed when Uruguay won.
Yeah.
200,000 upset people.
Usually that only happens at general elections.
That many people go away disappointed with the result, yeah. These days it is an all-seater stadium, still one of the biggest in the world with a capacity of just under 80,000. Henning and I are going pitch side.
If my mind isn't playing tricks on me, then they've got the soundtrack running of some crowd
They've
atmosphere
got
out there.
fans piped in so that you can appreciate for yourself.
That's the football of the future. No one needing to turn up.
It'll all be done on telly, and then they'll just pipe in the crowd. Yeah. Here it is. Amazing.
Yeah, and essentially just one tier, isn't it? Back in the day.
Oh. Electric shock there. Fine. Stupid
Oh,
stadium.
please.
Stupid stadium. Never wanted to come in first place. Well, this is really something. Did you know you could fit the whole of Poland in this stadium? In fact, most of Europe would fit into this stadium. Since we haven't got a tour guide, I'm just making some stuff up.
I see, yeah.
Over there you can see the famous goal that Gigi scored in.
The net was used by Jesus to feed the 5,000.
Famously, he fished some of the fish out of Lake Galilee.
Exactly that,
yeah. The blue and yellow seats, based on Southend United's Root Hall, of course.
Yeah. Thanks to our celebrity status, we get full access to the bit right next to the public gallery.
Still worth having.
Come through, come through. Come through, everyone who wants to go through.
In the technical area. In the World Cup, this is where managers will shout an awful lot of things which the players are completely unable to hear because of the crowd noise.
Tell you what, the technical area here is larger than always assumed.
It's huge,
You
yeah.
can almost play a game of football just in the technical area.
Oh, Henning, offside. You're offside. We have to stay. We can only stay on this bit. There we go. So the technical area is not as large as you think in the end.
No.
The fourth official comes in very quickly.
Let's see, what really matters is how quickly you can get out of them to remonstrate with the referee.
So let's try that.
So you sit down.
Sit down.
And then...
Yeah, quite good.
And then nothing's given, and then you just trundle
very
back
good
to your
access to the
seat.
complaining area. Yeah. Just to think, on these seats will sit some of the stars of who won't quite get onto the pitch. Some of
Emotions will be sitting.
will be right
It
here.
will be the suspended, the injured,
Yep.
and the infirm.
The people that we're not quite going to see in the World Cup will sit in these very seats here. Well, it's always amazing to see a stadium completely empty, but it's even better when it's actually full and there's a football match going on.
Even better, yeah. So we're coming back in a few days' time to experience the big local derby.
And find the best seat in the house for watching the World Cup final, of course. For now, though, we are off to the beach.
Yeah, we've heard about some local custom called Altinho. Apparently combines beach, speedos and football. So let's go down to Ipanema Beach.
Well, the song gives the impression that one attractive girl in particular lives in Ipanema, and that's pretty much all I know about the
Yeah,
about the
well,
beach,
she
really.
must be by now about 100 years old.
Yeah, she'll be the old dear from Ipanema by now. I expect there'll be new ones though.
There it is, Ipanema!
Oh, there it is indeed. Last year, Ipanema was voted the world's sexiest beach.
And now, with us on the scene, well, they've got it in the bag for this year too. And a game of Altinho is being played everywhere, so let's ask local girl Luisa what that's all about.
Nice to meet you.
So, Luisa, what are the rules?
The only rule that exists is just you cannot put your hands, and that's it. Because you can do whatever you want to.
You can like do your shoulders.
Yeah, only your shoulder.
That looks really hard.
Girls use their shoulders and men use like their chests.
Right. Is it more women or like half and half?
Unfortunately, more boys, but girls are starting to get interested.
Yeah, there's a lot.
We need more girls to play because.
Yeah. Yeah, man, awful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can play down by the water after 5 p.m. because the police doesn't allow you to play before it.
But if it's okay with them, then let's do it.
Time to head off towards the water with our fellow athletes.
Hope we don't look too creepy just following these people. Hope it looks as if we have been invited to walk with them.
Let's teach them a thing or two about keepy uppy now.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Her fault.
Well, we've still got it. Even 5 weeks of driving all over South America hasn't diminished our lovely footwork. We're nimble as ever. Now it's time for well-deserved refreshment.
Me and you could be doing this all the time if we lived here. Should we move here?
I genuinely could imagine living here.
I'd avoid their eye if I saw them again, though. Well, we've seen the city from conventional level. Next up, I'm going to be checking out Rio from above.
I'll be dancing the night away with Carlos Alberto. Mark Watson and I, Henning Wehn, we're in Rio de Janeiro to find out more about the city that will host this year's World Cup final. And to help us to get to know the place better, we've arranged to get a bird's eye view of the city and throw ourselves off a mountain strapped to a kite.
Yes, when you say we've arranged, I've actually arranged. Henning is declining to join in the aerial fun, and it will be fun. I'm sure it'll be loads of fun. It definitely won't be heart-stoppingly, appallingly terrifying.
Here we are.
That's the man.
Is that the man?
This
Hello.
is the man.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Rui.
Hello, Hoy. I'm Henning.
Hi, Henny.
I'm
Brought
Mark.
your contestants.
Super Mark,
This
welcome.
man is going to do nothing, and I'm going to jump with you.
No, I'll be having a coconut water.
We are going to take off from there and land on the beach.
Okay.
But I have something for you. I had flown with over 23,000 persons.
That's good.
That's
Is the world record? It's not my fault, but it happened.
You had you've the world record for the most. Is this hang gliding? Or
Yeah, hang
paragliding? This is
gliding.
hang gliding.
Our equipment has a German certification.
Oh, okay.
A good
Oh, yeah, you're
seagull.
safe then, mate. You're safe.
Yes. Let's touch the sky with the heart.
Yes, why not?
Let's go there. Come with me. Let's go over
Let's
there.
touch the sky
Yeah,
with
bye,
our
you
heart.
two.
Choose.
Bye, you
Salute.
two. Bye, bye. I'm off to the bar. Bye.
Well, we can't all be fearless adventurers.
No, we can't.
And in fact, the higher up the mountain, the less I feel like one myself. Got a very funny feeling in my legs. By the time we get to the launch site, my courage has pretty much completely evaporated. Well, ah, man. Well, I mean, on the plus side, I can see the beach where we're going to be landing. But the flip side of that is it's about 20,000 feet downwards in that direction. It really is beautiful. And I would be absolutely enchanted by this view if I wasn't about to hurl myself into it.
Look. He's not running.
Oh my Christ, my
So
God.
let's dress the heart. Would you like to go really? If not, we don't fly.
No, we'll do it. We have to do it.
Really? You're
yeah.
my boss.
I want to do it.
Let's dress the harness. Please come with me.
After strapping me into my harness,
Is it hurting you?
no, that's fine. Huey takes me through the key stages of the flight, from takeoff.
Run, standing up, like you're late to the best party. You're going to arrive at the party, not like this, but like this. Hi, I'm Mark. How are you?
Through the flight itself.
La 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 la. Sing with me. La la la. Now we're going to land.
All the way to landing.
please.
We're going to arrive on the party.
Okay.
Like this. Let me show you how. Let me show you. Hi, how are you? That's the party, the landing. Come with me. How do you say?
how are you?
Hi, how are you? Yes, a little bit more spontaneous. Come with me. Welcome on board to Happiness Airlines.
After strapping ourselves to what appears to be a bit of old scaffolding and tarpaulin, it's time for the all-important safety briefing.
This, if you grab the bar, it's not going to be good for us.
I will probably grab it a couple of times
Okay,
because I
if
will
we,
panic.
no, in the
I'll try
air,
not to.
on the takeoff, if we grab, we crash it.
Okay.
So this is the best choice. No, I'm just telling what's going on.
Right.
That's why your hand here, okay?
Okay. By now, I'm so terrified that I'm desperate to hear the soothing voices of my family, my loved ones, to help calm the nerves. But, of course, they're all in England, so I ring up Henning instead.
What can you see up there?
I can see a magnificent panorama. Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm standing on the ramp now, and in a few moments I will be in the air, and I'll see you on the ground or in hell. And that's the end of the chit-chat. It's time to fly. You can do it, Mark. Just be brave. Be very brave. Be really, really brave and stupid.
Close to me. Close to me. Don't grab. Okay. Gentle.
It takes a little bit of time and some squeaking, but eventually I calm down a bit and take in the incredible view.
Straight your legs back. Straight your legs back.
Okay.
Look, you're too tense. Too tense.
I am tense, but I am enjoying it.
Exhale.
I can see all the way down past the beaches of Ipanema and Copacabana to the famous Sugarloaf Mountain when I'm not shaking.
Look, Baja Beach over there. Wow.
Soon hundreds of thousands of people will flood the city for the World Cup, but for now I get to enjoy Rio all to myself in the most peaceful, tranquil way I can think of, dangling helplessly above it.
That isn't for me. That is, I don't mind flying in a plane, but just strapped to some metal pole up there, no, I would avoid that like the plague, to be honest with you.
Finally, it comes to an end, and it's time to land, just like Huey taught me, safely and with grace.
You stopped running, man.
Sorry, man, but...
You came on my legs.
I know, I just didn't know what to do. Thank you so much. I'm sorry about the landing.
All right, not with grace. Still, nothing's broken, and I'm just glad to be alive.
Thanks so much for bringing him down safely.
He's a tough guy.
You reckon he'll do it next time by himself?
Yeah, no, I don't think I'll do by myself. I think I'll keep him on.
Yeah, he did it. That's what you get for saying yes to any old nonsense. Anyway, we're not in Rio to make some kind of extreme sports documentary. We're here because Brazil is about to host the World Cup finals, but have they got any chance of winning it?
Well, Henning, one way to find out would be to meet none other than the captain of the 1970 all-conquering team, Carlos Alberto.
He scored that incredible goal in 1970 where they all passed it and then Pele just rolled it and he walloped it.
Carlos Alberto provides a sumptuous
That thunderbolt helped beat Italy 4-1 in it. Still considered the best goal ever scored in World Cup history by anyone that hasn't seen Andy Bremer's penalty in the 1990 final.
Do you think he'll reenact that for us in his house? Probably. He'll probably have a...
We've got enough members of the team.
crew, yeah. If we all take one touch and then we do it with just like a cork from a wine bottle or something, and Alberto ends up just smashing it in, that'd be really good.
And then somehow it goes through the window or mirror breaks, and then the wife comes in. Carlos Alberto, what are you doing? Go to your room.
Sorry, just playing football.
Had enough of this lark
I will
now.
not go to my room. He said.
And who are them other? We sent us a lot. They can all go as well.
Is that what Carlos Alberto's wife's gonna be like? Do you think?
Yeah,
Naggy.
Do we drive right through the gate, or do we stop
No,
and
I
ring
think
the
we'll probably
doorbell?
we've rung some famous doorbells in this town, haven't we?
Yeah.
Well, the doorbells are famous people. The bells themselves are rarely famous, but...
Hello.
Hello,
How are you?
Mark, very good,
Good.
thank you. And
Nice
this
to
is
see you.
Henning.
Hello, Henning.
Hi, Henry.
Muito obrigado.
It's my pleasure to have you here
Thank
in
you
my
so
house.
much.
Thanks
Come in,
very
come in,
much.
please.
Thank you.
Come in.
First stop, the trophy room.
The trophy I keep with a big honor here is this one. Very simple trophy.
Yeah, but...
This when FIFA made the team of the 20th century.
Yeah, but not...
And I was one of the 11 players.
Yeah, amazing.
This is,
Amazing, yeah.
this is good for me. This
Look
is
at that,
the
Carlos
New York Cosmos.
Carlos Alberto Day.
Carlos Alberto Day. Do you know is every year, August 7, in New York is my day. The governor make a law,
Yeah.
and every year, August 7th is my day. In New York.
Again,
In New York,
got that.
can you imagine?
Yeah, I
It's a big honor, it's a big honor.
Yeah, that's amazing.
He's even got his face on a rug.
It's not bad.
But I would like to show you something. It's a very honor for me. I keep this picture in my house.
Yeah.
I would like to show you.
Yeah.
Here. This guy here, I think you know him.
Ah, it's Bobby Moore, is it? Yeah. There they are, the 1970...
Very special for me.
Yeah. And what do you remember about that game, the game with England?
Special game. Wonderful game.
Yeah.
My opinion, the best game ever. Because England, they had a very good team.
Yeah.
They were the favorite to win that World Cup, but
Yeah.
we were very lucky to beat England 1-0, and then you go to the final.
Yes, and then you won the 1970 World Cup and England didn't. Thanks, Carlos.
Wasn't nice.
And this was the team. You see, this team.
Almost all the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is why people say this was the best team ever.
Yeah, like made in a factory, yeah.
Well, that was back in 1970, so let's ask Carlos how the Brazilians will get on this year. Lovely pool.
We have a very young team, very good team, but no experience in international competitions like World Cup.
And do you think playing in the World Cup is very different from playing any other tournament?
The team must be very well prepared psychologically, because 200 million Brazilian people will talk to the players. We have to win. You have to win. 1950, we lost to Uruguay. This cannot happen again.
Did you ever feel like in your playing days, did you feel the weight of the nation on your shoulders?
Because in Brazil, always, until today, people don't accept the second place. Vice champion or the last place is the same.
So who does he think will be the actual champions?
Germany, Argentina, Spain, Italy.
England. Yeah, you're right. It's very.
England, I don't know England. I like the English championship.
Yeah, it
but
sounds nice,
I don't know what's happened when they go to the national team.
That's what we want to know.
Well, for me, Spain, at least by this moment, is the number one favorite.
Yeah. Oh, ahead of Brazil.
Yeah. Because they are the best team. We must to respect them as the number one. Still the number one. It's totally different.
If it's Uruguay against Brazil again, do you think people will be thinking about 1950?
The worst thing for us in this World Cup, if we have to face Uruguay.
Yeah, so if the Brazil play Uruguay again, the Brazil players will feel...
Would be the worst thing for us, for the Brazilian team.
So there's plenty at stake for Brazil, as we expected in this year's tournament.
OK, time to make our excuses, Mark, because we've got a busy day ahead tomorrow. We reenact the 1950 World Cup final.
By quite literally booting a giant ball around with 2 cars. And we head to the favelas to make some music.
As we embark on our very own attempt to enter the World Cup Anthem Hall of Fame.
Bunda, 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 bunda,
Henning Vane and I, Mark Watson, are in Rio de Janeiro to find out what the city hosting this year's World Cup final is all about.
Yesterday we visited the Maracanã, the stadium where the final will be played. We tried out some glorified keepy-uppy on the beach, and now we're on our way to resurrect a long-extinct form of local football, autoball.
Have you ever seen autoball, like seen clips of it or anything?
I haven't seen any clips, but I've heard of it. It's a big ball and you drive into it.
And you push it, and the cars are the footballers, basically.
Yeah.
It's mental. In fact, it's been banned, hasn't it, for being too dangerous. That's why...
Even on private ground?
I think so. I think
because no one ever played in the street, I don't think.
No, it's difficult. It's not as...
So like,
it's not
yeah,
a game you can easily find on the beach.
They can always go on about football. They're real street footballers. They learn it in the street.
Not with autoball, they're not.
No.
No, it's not the kind of jumpers for goalpost situation, is it, when you've got cars involved? It came to a stop in the late 70s because people were sort of smashing cars up and getting hurt.
I wish we were already at the autoball.
Yeah,
and we wouldn't need to constantly brake. I could just smash into someone's car and say, what, it's a game.
It's true, it's true. It's a shame that...
It's the name of the game, Autoball. And to find out more about the game behind the name, we're off to a local sports club to meet former autoballer Ivan Santana. What a name. Aha. Are you Ivan? Oh, starting already. There you go. There you go. Lovely, I'm Henning.
And I'm Mark.
And I'm Ivan.
This is a ball fit for a car.
You kick the ball with the car.
Yeah. And you were a professional, you played this in the 70s?
Yes, it was an amateur game, not a professional game. We spent a lot of money on this.
Yeah, the opposite of professional. You must have been...
To buy cars, almost every game, a new car.
So did people used to get injured ever, or was it dangerous?
It's more injuries. Some turnovers. Every game there were 1 or 2 turnovers.
And that's what seatbelts are for, isn't it?
We didn't use seatbelts.
No, I suspect
by that time, you see why we didn't use seatbelts. Because sometimes the cars climb the ball and goes over the other car.
Yeah.
So we had to jump in the floor. Because we had only 1 seat in the car.
So how did the referee get about
that
in a car
was
as
the
well,
most dangerous. No, that was the most dangerous.
He was on foot, the referee.
He was on foot, and several times the referee was hit by the car.
Yes, I expect so, yeah.
They were very skilled. They jump over the car.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a job that we would want, I don't think. I think I'd rather be in the car, yeah.
Are you up for a game?
Yes, I think so. Why not?
Unfortunately, we're not allowed to write off our own car, and so we're using one of Ivan's. He's brought a couple, along with his mate Ramilson, who also used to play back in the day.
Because we've been hearing so much about Brazil's 1950 defeat to Uruguay, we decided to make this a kind of vehicular rematch with the national flags as our football kit.
Mark and Ivan are in the orange car, not representing the Dutch, but Brazil, and Ramilson and I, we're in the red car as Uruguay. Let's get ready to crash the cars!
Basically.
It's the part. That was great.
The game starts at high pace and they're just all driving about like mad.
Just like in 1950, Brazil score first.
Go!
It's cheating! Before Uruguay equalise a few minutes later. It's like an exact recreation of that legendary World Cup decider, except for a few minor differences.
At 1-1, the game is on a knife edge.
What's it? Have we got technical problems?
Well, it looks like Uruguay may have suffered a serious injury at the back.
You can't win this game if the engine isn't running. We're parked here.
And with Uruguay down to, well, 0 men due to injury, Brazil scored the winner. And avenged the 1950 defeat by winning the 2014 World Cup Autobahn version. How do you feel now that Brazil have won finally against Uruguay? You feel good?
Finally, we took the revenge.
Yes.
After
60 years. 60 years and more, but it was
64 years.
It was worth the wait.
Yes.
I found that quite stressful. You look like you were having quite a blast in there.
It was funny.
I mean, it was quite fun, but my bloke couldn't really see that well, couldn't really hear that well, and he had a helmet on which he kept complaining had removed his peripheral vision. He kept muttering things like, I can't see the other cars, I can't see anything, where is everything? But he was doing all this while screeching round and round at about 40 miles an hour and braking.
No, he
that
didn't
closer.
go at 40 miles an hour.
My heart was going 40 miles an hour. Christ.
Well, all this football-based build-up is well and good, but it's about time that we turned our attention to what is undoubtedly the most thrilling thing about any World Cup, the official anthems.
Oh, yes. Well, the biggest hit, funnily enough, claimed by both countries is the Three Lions, isn't it? Fußball's coming home.
Yes, that was a classic. Claimed by both countries.
Yeah, because the Germans, they're singing Fußball is coming home, is coming home. That was all in 96, and all over England they were singing football's coming home, so then was only fitting. Then once Germany won the thing, it's another fine example of the great German sense of humour.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, and
then they tried to...
English people not seeing the point.
We've decided to invoke the kind of shared international spirit of this World Cup and create our own song.
Yeah, it's about time we produced something that troubles the charts. And to help us, we're going to enlist the help of my fellow German, MC Gringo.
He's a renowned Brazilian funk artist now.
Yeah, he's putting the fun into funk.
Yes, he is.
Oh, that's a good one, isn't it?
That's lovely.
Good tagline.
Like that. He will like that. He'll want that.
MC Gringo lives just a couple of miles from the Maracanã, up the Nova Centra Hill, in one of Rio's many favelas.
Hallo. Servus, alles klar?
Gut, alles Beste. Ich bin der Henning. Hallo.
Henning. Bernhard,
Hallo, ich heiße Mark.
Hosting the World Cup is bringing mixed fortunes for these areas. Some favelas have been removed, while others have been gentrified.
This is an amazing view.
Yeah.
So we can see kind of everything from here.
The basic tourist attraction. The second biggest, the Sugarloaf.
Yep, it really is spectacular up here. It makes you wonder, actually, whether I needed to risk my life by getting on a hang glider.
Certainly not. MC Gringo promises the views to get even better the higher up we go.
So this is in fact one of the most beautiful soccer pitches in the world, I think.
Certainly looks it.
Yeah, is this in the World Cup, this as a venue?
No,
but it's finished at least.
Yeah. Here every Saturday is a big day. Around 4, 5 o'clock it's packed. And the German guy is coming very crazy always to play with the guys here.
Yeah, that sounds like I've seen what an animal Henning becomes. And for the World Cup, are you doing anything? Are you involved in anything?
I will do a lot of shows. In fact, also to show the mixture of my music, the funk, together with other segments.
Yeah.
And,
It's going to be pretty exciting in Rio.
and
when
I
it
do a
starts.
favela tour. The name is Favela Friends. It's my project, Favela Friends. So we write it together, and I do a favela tour to show the people that the favela is a good place. It's a beautiful place.
Well, it certainly is a beautiful place, and appropriately, we're now going to make some beautiful music with a little bit of help from Gringo and his DJ mate.
This is Joao.
Hello.
Hi, Joao.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to
meet you.
One of the few funk DJs that is speaking good English also.
Yeah, a rare specimen. Can you show us some of the funk
Of course.
that you have?
Fala, mesmo João. Essa galera aqui é muito doidão. Eles gostam da bola e bunda também. Então eu vou fazer uma pergunta. Are you coming for the bola or the bunda?
We've got absolutely no idea what he's saying, but, he chucks us in at the deep end.
É a bola ou a bunda? É a bola. Agora, a sua resposta é
Bunda. Bunda. É a bola ou a bunda?
é bunda,
A bunda.
bunda.
Bunda, 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 bunda. It's Bunda Bar, here Rio 2014, Bunda Bar. Bunda, 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 Bunda Bar. Oh, now we're drinking spirit.
Oh, that's all right.
It starts to go so well that with the spirit of the World Cup coursing through my veins, and against my better judgment, I start freestyling.
Bunda. Well, I tell you now, I'm gonna freak her if England lose to Costa Rica. And if I'm crying, people will say, why? I'll say, because we didn't get a result against Uruguay. And people say it's going a little bit because we couldn't even manage to win against Italy. And what I would really like most is if we do beat those teams and then we play the Ivory Coast. And if we're able to get past the Ivory Coast in the second round, well, then England fans will go into another new ground for a quarter-final showdown against maybe someone like Argentina. And then we'll lose, but I couldn't be keener for the Bunda! Bunda! Bunda!
Together, bunda, 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 bunda.
Bunda, 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 bunda.
Bunda, 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 bunda.
Bunda!
Now, will that trouble the charts?
I think
No.
Oh. You might not think so, but I think we're onto something here. So we arranged to meet up later at one of his gigs and try to bring our World Cup anthem to a wider audience. It's 1 in the morning, we should be in bed, but we're not. We're at a secret rave somewhere in the suburbs of Rio. We're well outside our comfort zone.
We're where the action is, mate, and we are gonna rip it up. I think.
As the crowd builds, so does Henning's excitement.
I'm loving it. I can't hear you. I'm loving it.
I don't think we could be blending in much more than we are already, but apparently Gringo doesn't agree, so he's brought along some stereotypical 1990s rappers' costumes for us to wear.
The groove just makes your feet move.
Doesn't it just? But Henning starts to worry that he hasn't quite found his rapper identity yet.
I don't know, am I more of a rapper than ever or less of a rapper than ever? I don't know.
Well, you look more like a rapper than I've ever seen you. But it's partly about up here. It's partly about the lyrics that we spit.
And all this business.
You've got that down, absolutely down to a T, mate.
Brazil, of course, has always been famous for its unique musical styles like samba and bossa nova, and now it's our turn to initiate a genre which we're calling Anglo-German Brazilian funk football rap, which is slightly about bottoms, unfortunately.
Oh my word. Yeah, that was enough rapping for one evening. A wonderful while it lasted.
Some people will say, oh, you were only on stage for about 60 seconds. I say, you don't know
What I say is, how long does it take to drop a nuclear bomb?
a tenth of a second. And that's what we've done. We've dropped a musical nuclear bomb on this place. And tomorrow there'll be radiation and people will be growing up with weird limbs because of us and our rap.
The sad fact is our World Cup anthem may never make it into the charts, but yeah, again, we've witnessed how much the locals love to enjoy themselves. They'll have a whale of a time at the World Cup.
Yeah, as long as the team do okay. We've only got one day left in Rio, but we're saving the best till last.
Because we're going out in a blaze of football and festivities as we look for the best seed and the World Cup final warm-up.
And celebrate with our new best mate, our very own Rio Carnival. It's our last day in Rio at the end of a 6-week road trip around all the countries in South America that have qualified for this year's World Cup.
And now we're on our way to the Maracanã to watch the local derby between Flamengo and Fluminense.
And on behalf of everyone heading to the World Cup, we are on a mission of sorts to try out every part of the ground and find what is the best seat in the stadium. It's had quite a facelift for this World Cup, and to celebrate the grand reopening last year, they invited a world superpower out to come and play Brazil.
But Spain were busy, so they got England instead, and England, believe it or not, very credible 2-2 draw. Here we are at one of the world's most iconic football stadiums, the Maracanã in Rio de Janeiro.
That was a lovely bit of travel journalism.
Yes.
I really enjoyed that. And this is where the World Cup final is. We won't be at that though, but we can pretend. The World Cup final will be much like this. English guys and German guys approaching the stadium.
Yeah, that will be the
together.
main difference. Main difference in the World Cup final, there'll be loads more Germans here.
And English people, and
what
yeah.
are they doing here? Just soaking up the atmosphere.
I see. So you weren't imagining it as a German-England
Oh,
final.
do you reckon? Oh, okay, yeah, by all means.
Henning, you've got to have a dream. Remember food?
You have to have a dream and you have to have a sausage. So before we get to the seats, we investigate the second most important part of the ground. What looks the least unappetizing?
Let's roll the dice.
This is probably the worst selection of food. Una de esto. And now it's the lottery of life. You have to go for either this or this.
That. Yeah.
And unfortunately, it tastes like it looks. Not
you
ideal.
always have to be polite, but that's abysmal.
It's not too good. Not too good.
So, that's our first scientific conclusion reached. If you're coming to the World Cup, bring your own.
Right, this looks like the place for us.
Tell you what, it's only about 10,000 people here, but it certainly makes the noise for at least 12,000.
Yeah, lots of fans are boycotting the game in protest at the high ticket prices, but before we even get to the seats, I can feel the atmosphere resonating throughout my body. Or it could be the snack that I had.
We're beginning our experiment in the seats we've actually got tickets for.
Noisy, aren't they, the Flamengo fans?
Yeah.
Imagine what it'd be like when this is full for the final.
Fans that have turned up are high in volume and pretty low in number, but that does mean that we can move on from these quite good seats and start studying the view from some of the empty ones.
I find myself a good one in the middle part of the west stand. There I am.
I head south to the most packed part of the ground and try and join in the action a bit.
Yeah, comes with a drum. My seat is good, but there is one problem with it. When everyone else stands up, it's very hard to see what's going on. Right in front of me.
My view is getting better and better, depending on what sort of view you want.
My next stop is in the east stand. It's busier in this part of the ground, but somehow quieter, although the view is still pretty good.
I'm going to stick with the spot I've got. It's got everything I could really want at a football match. A great view, drums, flags, and a shouty woman in a vest.
But I'm not done yet. In a final attempt to find my perfect seat, I head upwards to the very top tier. The view here is excellent. View of the pitch. You couldn't be any further away. I'm behind the corner flag, but the view is simply excellent. Have a look.
In the end, Fluminense take the derby 3-0, but having seen almost the entire stadium firsthand, the real winners are us.
And the seats we sat on. We're behind the corner flag, but what a tremendous view.
It would be great to be in there for the tournament. I mean, we won't be,
so
but it would be great for somebody.
One thing I can already picture All those empty seats taken up by German fans, and then Yogi lifting the cup.
Yogi.
So, we've watched Rio's football and checked out its stadium, but the World Cup is also a giant party.
So to get a taste of how Rio likes to do its celebrating, we're meeting up with our old pal Carlos Alberto at his local samba school, where he's helping them prepare for this year's football-themed Rio Carnival.
So it's all happening here.
Apparently they're going to be partying in honour of two-time World Footballer of the Year, Zico.
While Carlos gets mobbed by fans, we speak to one of the samba students about why they practice so hard for the festival.
Every year we compete among 12 samba schools in the carnival, and every Sunday it happens a training session for the carnival.
Okay.
And this is part of our training session.
Okay. So how long does the training session go on? Like all night?
Yeah, it goes along till midnight, 1 a.m.
That's a lot of training.
Yeah.
How many people are here? It seems like a lot.
Yeah, we are a very famous and traditional school.
Okay.
And people seem to enjoy the theme, who's the football.
Yeah, so is it Zico?
Yes.
Okay.
One of our idols.
That's why you've got so many football shirts on. Let's go in and see what's going on in there. It sounds like a lot is going on there.
It doesn't look quite like any school I've ever been to where they taught us numbers and letters, but I certainly wish I had teachers dressed like that. This school is a chaos factory.
Complete bedlam, complete bedlam. Carlos Alberto's been mobbed. There's a woman with no clothes on, really. And this man is yelling, and it's complete bedlam.
Eventually, Carlos takes pity on us and takes us to a room out the back, where he has got a very special guest lined up for us, Zico. Although apparently that's not his real name.
My name is not Zico, Arthur.
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 How are you liking this?
Muito feliz, muito orgulhoso, agradecido à Imperatriz por estar fazendo essa homenagem.
He feels very happy and being the theme, and he thanks everybody from the Imperatriz Samba School to be receiving this opportunity.
Yeah, will you be showing a few moves later on?
Oh, sabe bem.
Yeah.
Tonight we've seen two of Brazil's major passions, football and carnival, all rolled into one insane spectacle. And, well, based on this evidence, there's not much doubt that Rio de Janeiro will be the perfect place to host this summer's World Cup final.
Cheers. Cheers. What a trip, Henning, you old mucker. For better or worse, we have traversed South America.
What an adventure it's been. We've been initiated into the Church of Maradona.
Tamed wild horses in Uruguay.
Well, I'm going to get one of these for my kid.
Got down and dirty in Colombia.
A lady that I've never met who was in her 50s has seen my penis.
We have visited some of the most famous stadiums in the world.
Wow.
Wined with Figueroa.
Salud.
Dined with Ricky Villa.
Certainly would win the World Cup in sausage making.
Yeah, and that's a big thing for a German to say.
And shinwagged with some of the best footballers the world's ever seen.
It's been quite a continent, and every country has its unique approach to the game. Whether it's the maverick style of the Argentinians, the warrior spirit of Chile and Uruguay, or the style and flair we saw in Brazil.
Where's that gone? It's a platitude, but this World Cup will be one to remember.
Oh, and it's fair to say we've had a road trip to remember too.
Yes, again.
I would definitely do it again. It was a good, really good experience.
Well done.
To that then.
And thanks
to
for
the World Cup.
All the driving. Yeah, to the World Cup.
Thanks for keeping me entertained on all them.
It's my job,
All
mate.
them roads, mate.